Hey there, everyone. This is Michael Joe, broker and owner of Happy Florida Home Realty and Property Management. And today we're doing a market summary for the month of April, the last month that just passed by, with the most recent data that we have available. Right now, when it comes to active listings have fallen roughly from 1,380 last spring to about 1,185 in April of 2026. Basically, fewer homes are coming to the market, but demand is softening even faster than the supply. What we're seeing when it comes to list prices versus sale prices is that most sellers right now are still optimistic. The prices have gone up from last year's $325 to $335. But what we're seeing when it comes to the buyer demand side of it is that buyer demand, the average sold price is sitting at $295 as opposed to the $335 that we're seeing in regards to the active price. That's a $40,000 difference. So basically what that means to us right now is that the buyer demand is softening quite a bit. When it comes to that sold to list price ratio, what we're seeing is that same ratio has dropped quite significantly in my opinion. Right now it's dropped to 91.7%, meaning that buyers are negotiating about 8.3% off of the list price of a home that's on the market, which is a clear sign of pricing power shifting away from the sellers and leaning more towards the buyers. The next piece of data that we're going over is the days on market average. This is the time when a seller puts their home on the market, how quickly does it go under contract or in pending status? So as of right now, that number has gone up from last year's 62 days on the market to today's whopping 114 days on market. What that means is that it almost doubled the amount of time that the home used to take to sell. Basically also indicating a strong indicator that housing demand is softening in comparisons to the seller's optimism. The next piece of data that we're going over is the absorption rate. As of right now, this number tells us how many months of inventory we have on the market. Now, there are multiple factors that make up this number, and that's going to be buyer demand versus inventory. As of right now, we know that the inventory on the market is taking longer to sell. What we're also seeing is that there's less inventory in the market, even though all the other factors say that the market is softening. As of right now, we have 4.02 months of inventory available on the market. However, this data is just reflecting the fewer homes available as opposed to the stronger sales activity. So the sales activity right now is on the lower end of the spectrum where there's more being negotiated off every home. Homes are taking longer to sell, and that's basically what's reflected here in the absorption rate. So in conclusion, what we're seeing based on the data, and this is my interpretation of the data, is that homes are selling slower for less and further below asking than they were a year ago. Patient, well-priced listings are still being rewarded, and buyers have more negotiating room than they've had in some time. April of 2026, on average, looks like a turning point of the balance of power shifting towards the buyer. If you or someone you know of are thinking about selling a home in today's market, who you hire today matters more than ever. Make sure that you partner with someone who can guide you through the entire process and give you the confidence necessary to let you know that you're getting top dollar for your home. Again, this is Michael Joe with Happy Florida Home Realty, and I'll see you on the next one.